Hello everyone, so today I'll be talking about my OC and all the things about her, but I will like to clarify that I have done some recording in the past, so I'll go ahead and show you that. This is just a little speed paint of what she looks like. Now that's over, I just want to say real quick that I'm sorry if my voice kind of sounds like some kind of way. This is my first video doing a voice record, so voice reveal, I guess. Now that we're really getting to the video, I will like to say I want to talk about her design because it's important to the, story and all that. I don't want to talk about the story in this video. I might in another video, but I'm just gonna, talk about her design now. So first, I want to talk about her hair because it's the most important to the plot and all that. So you'll see in a second, but it's all it kind of has a whine to it. I don't know how to explain it because I'm horrible at explaining things, but basically what I'm trying to say is it's twisty, if you understand. Now for her outfit, I want to say it's basically like a turtleneck and whatever, I don't know how to explain it, but obviously I kind of wanted to be simple, because I guess I wanted to, display who she is and all that. Now we can talk about the backstory, the first interesting thing. Yay. I'm sorry, y'all. My voice is just not energetic. Anyways, to the backstory. First thing I want to say is she's a bird. She is not human, not one bit. Yeah, surprise, yeah. Anyways, though, basically, her mom is a crow and her dad is a phoenix. Now, how did she get on Earth? I haven't figured that out yet. Now, I would like to say this now. Two, different, I don't know how to explain it, two species of the same animal can't date. So, yeah. I don't know if I said that right, but if you get what I mean, you get what I mean. Anyways, so let's just cut to the chase. So basically, both of her parents are noble royalty and all that, they're the high class or something. Now with her dad, now I haven't thought of this much, so some of this stuff might change. But basically her dad, phoenixes and all that. Basically what I'm saying is phoenixes, they should be extinct by now. So the fact that her father is somehow, walking on the universe is concerning. But anyways, so when her mom's parents found out, they were oh my god, you gotta, I don't know, they were trying to hide it because if people found out, they would have to get executed. Now, sadly, they get executed, but somehow save ELAIN. Now, will I talk about that? No. Not yet, probably. But anyways, now we're gonna get to our now, like, backstory that she remembers. Do I know if that makes sense? No, I do not. Anyways, she grew up in a orphan, and one day she gets picked from this, like, rich family, kinda, you know. So, when, she gets ready and all that, when she gets in the car, they're like, they went from oh, we're so happy to have you and all that, to alright, we just don't care about you. So basically, she was treated horribly, and they just barely cared about her, because the only reason they adopted her was to, like, have their daughter have company. So then, when it came to school, they put Elaine in, like, a poor school or whatever, because they don't want to waste money on her and stuff like that. But school to Elaine was like freedom. Like, it was like a refresher. But sadly, that didn't last long, all the way until she got into, like, middle school, high school. Because then she had to go to the same one as her sister, because that was, like, the only one in the area. So then she gets bullied and depressed, because, who wouldn't be? Alright, I'm just gonna talk about this part real quick. So one day, Elaine takes a walk, and then she sees a nook and crannies. She decides to walk in, and she sees a necklace. When she goes up to the register, she sees a nice old lady. When Elaine goes to purchase the necklace, the old lady was like, "Hey, you're like the first person to ever buy this necklace, so I'll go ahead and tell you some stuff about it. I heard it's from, like, some rare place and all that." And Elaine was just sitting there like, "Oh my god, that's so cool. Oh my god, I never heard of this. Yeah, and since you went ahead and just, listen to me yap, you can keep the necklace for free." For free? Yes, for free. For free? Yes. For free. Wow, thank you so much. So then Elaine walks home. When she comes in the door, she notices her family just sitting on the couch, and her sister Claire, glaring mysteriously. Before I continue, I just want to say I did write some of the stuff down, so this might not be very accurate since I don't have the book with me, and I don't feel like looking for it. Claire asks Elaine where she was since it was so late out. Elaine anxiously tries to tell Claire that she was just out walking. Suddenly, Claire looks and sees that Elaine has a necklace on, which she didn't have beforehand. So then Claire asks where did she get it from, and accuses her of stealing it somewhere. So then the mom overhears, and she's just like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it. Did you actually steal something? I can't believe it." Basically just going off on Elaine. Elaine then tells her that she didn't steal it, someone gave it to her. But then the mom takes it too far. She then starts talking about, "Oh, we should have never adopted you. If we knew we would be adopting a thief, we should have just never thought of it." And also saying how they should have just took her back. With that, it triggered something in Elaine. And suddenly, she slaps her mom. Anyways, her mom is crying on the floor. And the mom's just, screaming, hollering, because she never got smacked like that before. So she just, Meanwhile, Elaine is just spazzing out like, "Oh my god, I really did that. Why did I do that?" And the dad and Claire are just like, so that happened. So the dad's just like, he snaps out of it and he's like, alright, Elaine, go to your room. In her room, she wonders what made her do such a thing. When suddenly something whispers in her ear, asking her random questions. Also, I forgot to mention that she has this book about the universe, which is also important. Anyways, Elaine was shocked to hear someone say something since she was in the room alone. Anyways, fast forward to the introduction of Fang. Yeah, so this person, well, not even a person, thing doesn't really have a name, so we're just gonna address this thing as Thing. Anyways, though, so basically this thing is just like the embodiment of everything Elaine like endured. So basically all of her despair, depression, and etc. Also just an exclaimer. Sorry if the clips like tones switch. I kind of recorded these at different times. Anyways, that's kind of why you kind of see later that she's like all black or something, just to like show she's like the negativity and basically her intrusive thoughts that she has been bottling up. Now, does this like thing serve any purpose to her? Yes it does. In power. And basically like a booster, not to like all her power, but like her crow form. Cause like basically the crows have this thing where they use like all their negativity as like a power booster or like their main power. Now, here's just some extra stuff about it. These things kind of just start out as like little fireball looking things, and as time moves on it kind of turns into a little like persona as the person, kind of what I'm showing right now. Alright, I'm gonna just talk about this part real quick because I have other things to talk about and I don't want this video to be so long. So basically, Elaine does something to get sucked up in the book, which slowly, sucks her into the universe. And we can finally talk about her friends, Veronica and Edna. Okay, so one, I did make a little video where I drew Veronica, and I did say some things in it about herself, but I didn't actually use my voice because this is the first video where I use my voice. Anyways, we can get off of that. So I'm just gonna talk about some of their characteristics and what they mean to Elaine, because I'm not gonna say a lot because I will in the future make some videos about them. Let's get back to the video. First, we're gonna talk about Veronica, and basically she's just a cocky friend in the group, and she's just very wild. She's also very buff, and she's like one of the only female demons that are buff, just cause like she doesn't have a tail. Now, why doesn't she have a tail? I can't tell you that. Not right now in this video. So Elaine kind of admires Veronica because Veronica is kind of like the fashion, strong, someone you would want to be. And Elaine kind of just sees that as like, an idol or something like that. Now on to Edna. Edna's like related to this rich family and stuff like that. And her hair is kind of like black and white because basically to put her power like this, her bloodline kind of has like the white stuff to her hair means spiritual power. So her family is wealthy for seeing spirits and stuff. So with Enda, Elaine just kind of sees her as that one friend you can just talk to about anything, and they'll say like the right thing you need to hear instead of like what you want to hear. So basically, the therapy friend, and Elaine kind of just sees Edna as like the wise one, cause she's cool, and yeah. But yeah, so basically, at the end of the day, Veronica and Edna just see Elaine as just this little baby, and Elaine just sees them as awesome people. And finally, we have powers. That's the next thing I'm gonna talk about. And the last thing. Alright, let's get into it. So, as I said before, Elaine has two forms. One being the crow form, which I'm gonna show now. And then the other one, the phoenix form. So, as you can see, I did draw her phoenix form beforehand. So as you can see in a little bit, they do have similarities, her forms, but they're also different. So there's that. Alright, so now that that's over, I'm gonna talk about her forms and like what their powers are individually. So obviously we're gonna start with her crow form, since one, I did some thinking on it the most, and yeah. So one thing about the crow form is like, well, first off, her design for it is, it's basically windy, like I said, at the start of the video. I personally thought it would be cool if her hair got more like windy and stuff. So basically, she can use her hair as like, I guess like vines and all that. And I feel like it also gives like an intense way. Like if I did some kind of animation and I could use the hair as like some way to show like, oh yeah, now she's really mad or something. But anyways, one thing I'd say this form has is like, I guess you could like use black feathers or something as like fling them at people. And then another thing, probably create like a black like force field or something, like, you know what I'm talking about, like where they have that big aura thing or whatever. And yeah, anyways though, those were kind of some of her abilities. I kind of just thought about them on the spot, because I obviously need to do more thinking. So anyways, how this form works is kind of like, now obviously, as you've seen before, like her eyes turn black, like all black or something, just cause it's like, cause when I searched up what crows are, like what they look like, they had like, they're all black eyes or something. So that's where that came from. Another thing I wanted to say is like, I guess you could say it has like how much percentage she can take. Cause she can't just like, oh, I can just transform and no. So she has to like do some kind of contract or something of how much power she can use. And she doesn't like want to use this power like just constantly use it. Cause at the first, when the thing first tried to like offer her it and just like, oh, you could use my power to like, beat these people up, make it easier. But she was just against it because it was like, nah, I don't want to do that. So, yeah. I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm just saying stuff at random. I'm kind of just trying to hurry up the video because this took me days to make. And, yeah. I think I covered up everything about this form though. Now to talk about her phoenix form. So I feel like I already stated how I barely did any thinking for this form. So some of these things might just come up randomly because I just thought about it, and some of them might change. So the first thing I want to say is obviously her design. It's basically the same thing as the crow form, but like I guess it's like more traditional. I don't know how to explain, but kind of think of it like that. So I guess that's kind of why like every time you see me draw her in this form, she kind of has like a kimono or something. I don't draw her in a kimono in this one, kind of like a robe or something, but you'll get my point. Anyways though, so with her hair, the reason, well, her hair, since she's a phoenix and all that, in like this form, her hair is kind of like fire. Not exactly fire, but like it represents like, I don't know, like it has a fire vibe to it. And her eyes also have this like spiral to it. I know you won't really see it that good because I had no room to draw them, but her eyes were like that because all like the phoenix's eyes are like they have weird shapes to them. You could just say it's like a family gene or something. But yeah, back to the hair. Another thing I would like to say is like it's kind of like similar to what I said about the crow form too, of like how she can use them as like whips or something. And they kind of have a thing to them where it seems like they're melting together, but they're not really melting together. Oh, and also I think I didn't mention this, but you know how those like things on her head kind of change when like she turns into the forms? I haven't really thought of those yet, but like you can tell they mean something. What do they mean? I don't know. I need to think about it. Alright, now to talk about her powers with this form. So basically, obviously as a phoenix you're gonna have fire powers. Name me one phoenix that doesn't have fire powers. So just some classics. She can just like use fire and all that. She has this special ability. It's like it uses the sun and all that. Like basically it's just like where she does like hand signals, and then she uses the sun as like a power boost. If you know Pokemon, right? Where they use those moves where it boosts something like defenses or something, like attacks and all that. Another thing I want to say is you'll see this much later, like when I show the final results, but like when she uses her fire powers, veins like pop out on some of her, like her hands and all that, like when she's using a lot of power. Because with this one it's like there's not really like a little person in her head. Actually, it kind of is, kind of not. Yeah, I haven't really thought of it, but yeah. But yeah, so she can just use all the power she wants with this one. Another thing I wanted to say is there's this special ability she got from her father where if they're close enough, they can tap the person's head, well, the opponent's head, and take all their body heat, which can send them in a trance where it's like, I don't know, where it makes them freeze up, because don't we need body heat to, like, do all that? So it basically takes the stamina and everything else. The only flaw in this is that it makes you open to any attack, so it's kind of like a risk. Another ability I just thought on the spot is, I think I would want to put, like, there's the ability where they can do hypnosis with their eyes, so that's kind of why they have spirals in their eyes. So there's that. That will probably stay in because it's a cool idea, but I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of all I want to say for this form. So I hope you enjoyed the drawing. And that's the end of the video. But now I do have some extra stuff to say, so if you want to click off now, go ahead. First thing I want to say is thank you for watching the full video. Like I said in the start of the video, this is the first one I do where I use my voice and not like AI or something. I most likely will start using my voice every time I post, so yeah, please let me know how you think of my voice. Leave a comment, like, and bye.